Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Meaning, don't just do what everyone else does. Let God help you think in a better way so you can make good choices. 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. Meaning, when you feel like doing something wrong, God will help you find a way to do the right thing. He knows you can handle it. Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Meaning, when you trust God, He will give you the energy and strength to keep going, even when you're tired. James 1:5. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. Meaning, if you don't know what to do or need help, ask God. He will give you wisdom and guide you. Romans 5:8. But God demonstrates His own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Meaning, God loves us so much that even though we make mistakes, Jesus died for us so we could be forgiven.
All right, so we're going deep today
Deep dive time. Yeah.
into strength, resilience, wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
all that good stuff. And it's all based on what you sent over,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
Got some really interesting sources here.
Absolutely.
Good mix of, well, biblical passages.
Oh, yeah. Lots to unpack there.
We got Romans 12:2, 1 Corinthians 10:33,
Oh.
see Isaiah 40:31, James 1:5, even Romans 5:8. Quite a lot.
Why shortage of wisdom to tap into there?
It's true. It is true.
Yeah.
So maybe kicking things off with Romans 12:2.
Sure.
It's that whole transformed by the renewing of your mind thing.
Yeah.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah. Deep stuff.
Really makes you think. Like, how does that play out in, well, real life with the struggles we all face, the goals we have?
I think it gets at the heart of, like, those patterns we get stuck in. You know what I mean? The things that hold us back.
Oh, totally.
Could be negative self-talk for some people.
Yeah.
Maybe procrastination or just kind of going through the motions day after day.
Right.
And this verse, it's almost like a challenge, to say, hey, real strength comes from actively changing your thinking, breaking free from those limitations.
So it's not just like positive vibes. It's deeper than that.
Way deeper. It's about, like, taking ownership of your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
making deliberate choices about how you want to think and respond to stuff.
Mm-hmm. Easier said than done, though, right?
Oh, for sure. It's a journey, not a destination, as they say. There'll be times you fall back into old habits. But the key is awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Recognizing those patterns and keeping at it, that renewal process.
I like that. Keeping at it. It's kind of reassuring, too, knowing that we can change how we think. And that actually makes me think of 1 Corinthians 10:13, which is, well, it basically says, God won't let you be tempted beyond what you can handle.
Mm-hmm. Classic verse.
I don't know about you, but that one's always been a source of, like, hope for me, knowing there's that inner strength to get through tough stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt that way?
Absolutely. I mean, we all have this, like, reservoir of strength inside, right? Sometimes you got to dig deep to find it, especially when things are rough, but it's there.
It is. It is. And maybe the key to tapping into that is, well, if we tie back to Romans 12:2, that whole renewing of the mind thing.
Interesting connection.
Yeah, like if you can shift your perspective, challenge those negative thoughts, focus on what you can control. It's like building mental muscle almost.
I like that analogy, building mental muscle. It's like training your mind to be flexible, more adaptable, and ultimately more resilient when things get tough.
Exactly. And speaking of resilience, you know what verse always comes to mind for me? Isaiah 40:31. That imagery of, like, soaring on wings like eagles.
Powerful stuff.
It's such a vivid metaphor for, like, rising above challenges. you know,
Yeah.
finding that strength within.
Beautiful. Yeah. And it's worth noting the context of that verse. It's from Isaiah 40, which is all about hope and comfort for the Israelites during their exile.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so even when they were like at their lowest point, feeling lost and uncertain, there was that reminder that renewal and strength were still possible.
Hmm. It's like no matter how tough things get, you've got the potential to rise above it, to
Yeah.
soar. But the question is, how do we actually do that? How do we unlock that potential?
Well, that's where wisdom comes in. And James 1.5 is pretty straightforward about it. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you.
I love how direct it is,
Yeah.
just ask. But sometimes, honestly, it can be overwhelming. Like, where do you even start? Is it really that simple?
I think it starts with humility,
Hmm.
admitting we don't have all the answers, and being open to guidance, whether it's from, a higher power, from people we trust, mentors, or even like unexpected places. Wisdom can sneak up on you sometimes.
That's true. That's true. So it's about being receptive, paying attention to the lessons life throws our way, which, that actually brings us to Romans 5.8. This idea that God's love for us, it's constant, even when we're still, messing up, making mistakes.
Powerful concept.
It is.
Yeah.
How do you think that knowledge, that awareness impacts how we see strength and resilience?
If we can really wrap our heads around unconditional love, like truly being loved and accepted even when we're not perfect, it can be incredibly freeing.
Oh, yeah.
Frees us from that fear of failure, that pressure to be perfect all the time. And then we can take risks, step outside our comfort zones, knowing there's this foundation of love supporting us no matter what.
It's like having that safety net, that unshakable belief in being loved.
Exactly.
So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive here, it feels like there's this beautiful connection, right, between renewing our minds, seeking wisdom, and recognizing that constant love that surrounds us.
And all those things, they contribute to a deeper kind of strength, not just physical strength, but that inner resilience, adaptability, the ability to face whatever comes your way with grace and courage.
So if strength really does come from renewing your mind, from seeking wisdom, think about this. What's one small step you can take today, right now, to shift your thinking, to open yourself up to new possibilities, and to tap into that incredible wellspring of strength within you?
Something to ponder, for sure.
It is. It is.